Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear. This weekend was something. This weekend was definitely something, Matt.
It was, and let me tell you, the Xfinity race went exactly how I predicted it would.
It was
A complete
exactly how we thought.
shit show. And
It was kind of a beautiful shit show. Like, I really did enjoy it.
yes, it was pretty good, I'm not going to lie to you. But it went how I think we said it would. Lots of crashes. Lots of people overdriving the car.
Oh, yeah. Gregson?
Yeah.
Gregson takes the lead, immediately spins out. Just immediately spins out.
Immediately spins out.
Allmendinger, the one good road course racer, it feels like, besides Cendric.
Besides Austin Cindric. And
Briscoe.
I would say Briscoe on that field. I would maybe throw a Justin Allgaier in there. He's kind of maybe
Yes, but here's the thing with Allgaier.
But he's
two
there,
road courses in a row where he's crashed at the end.
No, I agree, but Allgaier's not the one that. Oh, Allgaier's gonna win. He's Allgaier will probably get top 5.
Yep.
I know he's kind of there.
And I thought for a hot minute he could like hunt him down, and then he didn't, and he ended up just headhunting Allgaier by accident.
Yeah.
I was happy that they got into it at the end, like. Because I thought someone was going to get hit.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Burton Gregson. But, I mean, at least they swore.
Yeah.
At least they swore.
You're right.
But I really wanted a punch.
After they got out of the car, all that stuff.
I really wanted a punch.
Just
and, like...
Good fist throw.
Allmendinger, like, in that moment, I like Allmendinger. I didn't really necessarily wanted him to get punched, but he had a very punchable... like way about him in that like little minute.
Yeah, I could agree.
So I really do wish a little more would happen. But my God, Austin fucking Cindric. That's 5 for 6, and the only person that beat him was Brandon Jones on a green flag checkered.
You're right.
Oh my God. What a run he's on.
That guy's lights out right now. Lights out.
Aird, I believe, was the only other guy to like win 5 out of 6, something like that. They were talking about it on the broadcast. But my God, how are you not going to move this guy up to Cup?
Well, I agree. This guy is unbelievably too good. And Penske went and re-signed Brad Keselowski, which love that move.
Yes.
I saw a stat somewhere. Because Jimmy hasn't won in a while, and it said wins since Jimmy's last win, which was like 3 years ago. And Brad is the most winning Penske driver in that organization.
Really?
10 wins.
Since then?
Yeah. Logano only has 7.
And Logano won a championship, didn't he?
Yes.
In
2018.
After Jimmy's last championship.
Yes.
That's fucking insane. I mean...
It was 2018.
2018, yeah, sorry.
Truex won 2017. And Blaney has 4 wins.
Jimmy's last win was in 16.
2017.
Oh, 2017. Shit,
anyway,
I'm getting my years
point
wrong.
being, Brad Keselowski has the most wins in that organization. Granted, he didn't win a championship, but he still has more wins.
Ryan Blaney, right now, he's definitely the future of the organization.
Oh, Blaney for sure.
Brad Keselowski's always kind of been the standard bearer for Penske.
Yeah. He might not get you a championship, but let me tell you, he'll still go out and win races.
Well, he might get you a championship. He's the first guy who ever won a championship for Penske.
I don't think...
And, I mean, he's still been contending.
Yeah, I don't think he's...
he did need that
ass-kicking,
quote-unquote.
Yeah, I just don't think he's as consistent as he needs to be right now to win a championship with how competitive it is.
Well, I think that this year he has been pretty consistent. In years past, he's been a little up and down. But this year, he's the third best driver on the year, pretty much. Unless now you want to throw, because Elliott just got his second win in there. You could say that, and Elliott had an awesome first part of the year. It was quiet recently, but...
It was, and I mean, you won the All-Star race. Granted, that doesn't count for really anything besides the fact that you won the All-Star race, and you're in the history book whenever they do the recap next year.
And we know that you definitely have $1 million.
At least.
Yeah.
And I hope he gave Ryan Blaney a bunch of Mountain Dew. Because that'd be hilarious. I don't want to say my address. I was going to say it, but you can ship that to me, Chase.
You can email us at
missinggearpodcast at gmail.com. Shameless plug there.
Shameless plug.
Might edit that out. Well, Dylan, if Keselowski is your third driver. Who is your last driver in your championship four? Because we had this discussion at the beginning of the podcast, and I believe, I don't even remember exactly who you picked, but I believe mine were Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and I want to say maybe Ryan Blaney.
I think I put Ryan Blaney in there, but I think that I picked Brad Keselowski as well, and I definitely had Hamlin and Harvick.
Hamlin and Harvick, I think,
they're the locks.
They have so many playoff points right now.
If they don't make it, it's a tragedy.
It's because they wrecked all three races. Going into the round of 8. Like, the round of 8, they wrecked all 3 times and finished last.
And honestly, maybe that's when NASCAR, the season after, steps in and says, if you meet these qualifications and you're this much better than the rest of the field, you're just automatically in the Final Four.
Or say I think it should be, if you win or have the most points at the end of the regular season, you are the one and only driver locked in to the Final Four. Everybody else you gotta fight. I think it puts, there's a lot of emphasis on the regular season, but then I think it puts even more emphasis on the regular season of, if I go out there and I be the best driver, I don't even have to fuck with the playoffs. All I gotta worry about is the last race. It's almost like getting a bye in the playoffs, in like football playoffs.
Yeah.
Or you say, hey, you're first in points, you skip into the round of 8. Or like the top 2 drivers automatically go to the round of 8. And they keep their playoff points, and they can use them for that round.
They come in with 53 playoff points.
However many.
And then they just get 53 extra.
Yeah.
Round 8.
So then round of 8, they keep their 53 points, but they're automatically in the round of 8. You don't even have to fuck with the other.
Hamlin and Harvick will make it. They're
too
they
good
will.
They're
not
locks.
To make it.
They have
this
too many
points. But yeah, I think I had the 2 Penske's as my other 2 drivers. But right now, wow, I don't know what to do. I do think Brad is the third driver, and I think Brad is going to find his way into the Final Four. But with how the playoffs shake out, Kyle Busch has major issues this year, and he's not starting very well in it either. But a guy like Martin Truex Jr., I could see just playing the playoff perfect
and
getting there,
having a quiet playoff, and then he makes it to the round of 8, and the next thing you know, he wins one of the 3 races, and then he's in.
Or maybe Chase Elliott finally breaks through and gets to the Final Four. I think that would be probably the best thing for the sport if he got at least into the Final Four.
Yeah. My Final Four would for sure be Kevin and Denny. I mean, those are just locks.
Can I throw Cendric in there? Can we just move him up?
We can't move him up mid-season.
I mean, we'll make him drive his Xfinity car in there, but
no, but he will win the Xfinity Championship. I feel like that's a given. Unless Briscoe comes on strong late.
Briscoe has been extremely good. Briscoe, granted, he crashed out at the end of the Daytona road course, but that wasn't really his fault.
Yeah.
And he was probably... Well, they had that dogfight to finish the second stage.
Yeah.
And we all thought that was going to be the end of the race. In a way, it kind of was.
Yeah.
Because Cendric just ran away with it after. Mm-hmm. But Briscoe is definitely the second best driver. And remember, going into Cendric's hot streak, we were saying the same things about Briscoe that we're saying now. It's literally them in the field. Who's the third best driver? Is it Gregson?
Brandon Jones.
Brandon Jones is the only guy that's won since... Is the only guy besides Briscoe and Cendric in, it feels like months.
Fucking Brandon Jones.
Yeah, Brandon Jones might sneak in there, Matt. You talk so much shit about him, but Jesus Christ, he might just win it. Riley Herbst? No, he's not. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. I don't want to sit here and talk shit about him, but I kind of will until he wins a race, and then after he wins a race, I'll give him a little bit of credit.
You know what? He's in the Xfinity doghouse. How about that?
I like that.
Xfinity doghouse.
I like that.
Riley Herbst.
Who else are we putting in there? Who else? Is this just a one doghouse?
Let's put another driver in there. We got 2 for the Cup. Let's do 2 for the Xfinity.
Do we put Allgaier in there for not winning a race this year? And
Allgaier,
he's good. He's definitely not.
What about? Well, did it have to be a full-time driver? Because I have an idea who I want to put in there, but I want to know if they need to be a full-time driver.
We don't have to make it a full-time driver.
We don't have to make it a full-time driver? I'm going to go Daniel Hemrick.
Yes, okay, if it's like their main series.
Like, he runs like 20 or so races. Like, he runs like 75% of the races, but he's not the full-time driver.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his main series. Daniel Hemrick. He has not won a race in Xfinity, and he's done 2 seasons in well, this would technically be a half season, I guess. I don't know how you want to call it. And he did a whole season in Cup, and he's not won. So I'm going with Daniel Hemrick. That's what.
Okay.
Give me your argument. Give me your argument.
For Justin Allgaier?
Or who you want to put in there.
Well, I would just. Granted, some of it's not all his fault, but he hasn't been great this year. There's a real chance now that he is going to go into the playoff without a race win.
Yep. Pull Matt Crafton last year. Win the championship without a win.
That would be awful.
There's no way they'll ever. I don't think that'll happen in Xfinity.
I mean, Cendric and Briscoe
they'll win the race.
Crash them out. Just spin them. Or have one of your teammates. Well, they're both single car teams, basically.
Yeah.
Have someone else noble spin somebody out so that there's a late restart, and then you guys spin Allgaier out.
There you go.
If that happens.
Yeah.
But also, I like Allgaier, so
I do like Allgaier.
If he wins the last race of the year, that wouldn't be the worst thing. But I
could support the Allgaier pick.
Cup drivers are more limited than ever, so if he's one of the, let's say, 6 best Xfinity drivers, he should definitely be able to win a race in the regular season.
Yeah. I could very well agree with that pick. He has good enough equipment with Junior Motorsports. And he's been close a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bristol race, I thought it was this year. He was close to winning, but he didn't.
Yeah. Although, going into Dover.
Could
be his week.
Could. Who knows? Let's go with that. I like those picks.
All right.
Riley Herbst and Justin Allgaier.
All right. Shape up. Woof woof.
Woof woof. So let's talk some Kyle Busch.
The struggle's real.
The struggle's really real right now.
It is finally hit like.
This was his honestly worst week.
He bottomed out. This is his season bottom out. Like, he's making the playoff.
Yeah, but you're right. This is
his
season
way in.
Bottom out.
But also, if something fucky happens at
the next 2 races,
if
he somehow crashes out of the next 2 races and a different driver wins, he could still be out of the playoffs.
If something really horrible happens, if he gets caught in a big one at Daytona, or even if someone kicks the shit out of him at Dover and he's out of the race,
he's on the I still don't think he's there. He has at least 100 plus above.
Yeah, he does. It would take a big one.
It would take him crashing twice and a different driver like Tyler Reddick or somebody to win, to shift that cutoff line down.
It would take a Bubba Wallace kind of
anybody below the cut line to win. And then it would shift the cut line down, and then don't you fucking jinx it, I hate you.
Oh my god.
Anything like that, and it'll shift the cut line.
Yep, but
and he could be out.
Let's say the odds of disaster scenario, crashes out of one race, an outsider wins Daytona, and an outsider wins Dover. It's not
that would be. You're right.
Super unrealistic. Basically, you just have to hope for an upset at the Dover doubleheader.
Yeah.
And then Daytona is a scary, scary place.
Dylan, this is why I like the Coke 400 as the last race of the year. I'm going to say that now. Jimmy's going to be fucking leading on the last lap and get wrecked out. And I'm going to eat my words. I know I will. I will be eating crow after the Coke 400 episode. But you know what? I will at least go into that episode saying I was right. Anything can happen, and it did. I'm confident in that.
Well, after Jimmy crashes out on the final lap at the Coke 400.
On the last corner, because it'll be the fucking turn 4.
Yep.
Going to checkers and he'll crash out, and it'll be the saddest moment of my life.
And fucking Clint Boyer or Eric Jones or, like, God forbid, Austin Dillon or...
God forbid, Eric Almirola.
Someone wins that race. I'm just going to be screaming, I told you! I told you!
But you can't... Let me put it this way. If you're not sad that Jimmy doesn't win, you don't have a soul.
I want him to win.
Like...
Here's the thing. I hated him all my life. I hated him until around 2019. Then I just started feeling bad. It's like if you're watching... I don't know. It's like when you're watching, an old boxer.
Yeah.
That, like, was just a fucking god. But now he's old. The hairline is receding a bit. He's got a bit of a keg, but he's still trying to go out there winning. He's still trying to go out there and win, but he's not the same. You kind of feel for the guy, and you just want him to get one more. There's some tears in your eyes, Matt.
Yeah, well, I
just said Jimmy as a keg.
Okay, he's at least in shape. Listen, he is at least in shape.
He does rock the salt and pepper pretty well.
Hell yeah, he does.
I'll give him that.
2, I know he's not been good. Listen, we've been over this. It's evident, right? Not that great. But he will still always be one of the greatest NASCAR drivers to ever.
Oh, he's one of the 3 greatest. Honestly, with me,
always.
He's probably the greatest because I would put Earnhardt Sr. behind him, and then I would put Richard Petty and Earnhardt are like interchangeable for me.
I think all 3 are interchangeable.
One's the greatest modern driver before.
Yeah.
Jimmy, and if you're...
I think...
Before the modern era of the sport, Richard Petty was the greatest, and I mean, he still kind of is.
Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, and Jimmy all have their separate arguments for why they're the best.
It's whatever camp you're in.
Jimmy won 5 in a row, which will never be done ever again. I swear that'll never happen.
No, not unless
they switch the playoff format
is at
again.
Phoenix every year.
Unless they switch the playoff format again, it'll never happen. Yeah. I don't think that'll ever happen. Jimmy,
not in our lifetime.
Went and won a championship in 3 or 4 different playoff situations.
Mm-hmm.
And they honestly were just changing it so Jimmy wouldn't win. He still fucking won because he's just that good.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt won how many races and how many championships in my opinion, the most competitive time in the sport.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the most competitive right around when he was racing. And Richard Petty...
And his success, came along with a giant boom for the sport.
Yes.
The sport exploded in the 90s.
Yes.
And it was him and Jeff Gordon were the best drivers of the 90s.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt. And then Richard Petty won so many races. How many championships? Dominant driver. I just... I don't know as much about the sport.
They ran a lot more races.
They did, and they also... I don't think it was...
freer with, the equipment quality and stuff.
Yes. I don't think they had as much restrictions on it, and I think the competitiveness wasn't nearly as good.
It was like Don Hudson in the 40s, or in the 30s and the 40s with the Packers. Don Hudson was probably the only player that could have played in the 60s, but he was playing in the 30s and the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So his stats were just insane. He had a 1,200 yard season in the 30s with, what's his name, Arnie Herber? Yeah. It was either Arnie or Archie Herber or something. Throwing to him, Archie. Yeah, Archie. But, yeah, and then, it's like Jim Brown from Jim Brown's era, where Jim Brown was, just so much better than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's hard to,
I agree.
compare. Yeah, it's like Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell.
Yeah.
And they were also only playing when there was like 8 teams, too, so it's a lot easier to win 11. Well, in Bill Russell's case, it's a lot easier to win 11 championships in 13 years when there's 8 teams in the league compared to nowadays when LeBron won 3 championships, but there's 30 teams in the league.
Right.
LeBron also made it 8 straight times, so that's props to LeBron.
With
on that.
How many different teams?
MJ's better, but yeah.
I could agree.
Kareem's better, too, in my opinion.
Anyway, back to...
Off topic.
NASCAR. Who were the winners and losers from this Daytona Road Course?
The little guys were the winners. Chris Buescher, top 5.
Yeah?
When's the last time Chris Buescher's been relevant?
Last year.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He did really good in the 37, actually, compared to Ryan Preece. Just wanted to say that. Compared to Ryan Preece, he's done a lot better.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. Ryan Preece could win a race. That would be awesome. I mean,
I think I would rather have Ryan Preece win than Ricky
You would
Stenhouse
throw
Jr.
your remote at the TV.
I would be pissed off.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy didn't make the
playoffs. A Ryan Preece playoff.
But I would definitely rather take Ryan Preece over Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Oh my god. Oh. I didn't even bring Ricky up. Ricky's just kind of went away for a couple of weeks. What if Ricky wins?
He can win the 400.
All right, here's what I think. Well, this is called Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Insurance.
Oh, we just switched topics
Yes, I don't care. We just jump around. The fans love it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Insurance, my friend. We replace the Coke 400 at Daytona every year with the Daytona Road Course. Because it just makes the mystique of the 500 so much better. And Matt, that was a awesome Daytona Road Course weekend.
I got that on my list. Here's my next question. We're going to come back to the winners and losers in a second, if I remember. But the Daytona Road Course, should that be on the schedule permanently?
Annually, yep, once a year.
And what race would it replace?
The Coke 400.
I knew you were going to say that because I know you hate
that
race.
Okay, so the venue still will make the same amount of money. Daytona will still make the same amount of money running a road course. It's a completely different race. Only running the Daytona Superspeedway once as well kind of makes the Daytona 500 that much more.
Here's my argument, my counter argument. There's only 4 Speedway races a year. Mm-hmm. And I think 4 is the perfect amount.
Nope, I think 3 is the perfect amount.
I think 4 is the perfect amount. No.
Give me 2 Talladegas and 1 Daytona, or give me death.
Hold on. I want the Daytona Road Course to be on permanently on the schedule. However,
what are you bumping out, Matt?
I don't think it's kind of hard to say really what I want, but I think I could live without 2 Las Vegas races.
All right, counter argument. 1 Daytona race, 1 Daytona Superspeedway race, the 500, 1 road course Daytona race. We still take out the 2nd Las Vegas race, but we put Rockingham back.
Love that. I'd be okay with that.
I mean, personally, I would take the 2nd Texas race out.
Well, I want that fucking 2nd Texas race house so they can run the Circuits of America, because I don't know why they don't.
I read an article.
I still don't get it.
I read an article a couple days ago. I wish I would have brought it in with me, but basically the guy
I know kind of why they don't, but
Circus of America said that like Road America was a better track. Said that Road America was a better track for NASCAR.
I will take Road America
for NASCAR.
You bring that argument to the table. Fuck Circus of America then. Give me Road America.
Yes.
Fuck that track.
That's an Elkhart Lake is an hour and a half away.
Fuck the 2nd Texas race.
Oh, replace it with
Replace that fucking thing. Hate it.
That'll be good for Chase Elliott too if we take that. There's the playoff Texas race, right? Mm-hmm. Take that out. Put Road America in.
Oh my God!
Make that Chase Elliott's ace in the hole. Yes.
Oh my God!
Oh, Matt, I hope you have some tissues to clean up after yourself.
Oh my God!
Oh,
what a fucking idea.
Yeah.
One, I hate the fucking Texas race. Get that damn thing off the schedule.
Yep.
Please, to whoever 8 of you that are listening, talk and post on social media. I don't care what you do. I hate the second Texas race. Don't care.
Takes like that, we might get 10 people.
Maybe. Secondly, I would love to see Rockingham back on the schedule.
Yes.
Love to see it. Third, why don't we just scrap Texas altogether and bring back North Wilkes-Barre Speedway? Because I know it's going to take some money to fix up, guys. Listen, it's not in great shape.
I'd rather just have Rockingham and...
I still want... I want Rockingham more than
Texas race is enough. One Texas race is enough.
I'm still fine with one Texas race. I'm just passionate about how much I don't like the Texas race.
Bro, they need to, make the trophy I don't know, giant Colt 45 that actually works. With, special bullets.
Cannon? Be basically a cannon at that point.
Basically, something that you have to hold with both hands. And it works. It's a legit gun. But you only get the bullets if you win another race.
Or it just shoots off confetti.
No. So Brad Keselowski wins the 2021 first Texas race.
Oh, that's Dylan's prediction, guys. I'm going to write that down.
Oh, great. You know what? I'll get a tattoo of it.
Odds.
It's happening.
Odds.
Let me finish my point, then we'll do odds. So, he goes and he gets this gun, and he goes, it really works, right? And they go,
try her out.
You bet your ass it works, sonny boy. And he's like, well, can I get a bullet? And he goes, we'll win the next race. So what does he have to do? He's got to go out and win the next race to get the bullet. Then he shoots it off at the giant confetti balloon.
That sounds like...
I hope an insurance company covers this race. But yeah.
What's AAA? Don't they cover one of the races? They cover...
Good point.
The first one or the second one? Point. I don't remember. They sponsor one of them.
You're getting pretty in the weeds. I'm a big picture guy.
You're right.
Shoot that giant Colt 45 at, I don't know, a fucking balloon or, I don't know, Kurt Busch, something.
Okay, well, we know how you feel. So odds.
I like Kurt. But odds. Okay, let's do it out of 45. I want to do a weird amount if I'm going to commit to this.
Okay, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1.
2.
33. I should have known 2 was the answer!
You know, I was initially going to go 24, but then I'm like, oh, that's close to halfway. He might actually guess that.
I don't know, 33 for some reason resonated in my mind, so I went with 33.
Also, I went with 2 because I'm staring at a Rusty Wallace Blue Deuce.
God, the Blue Deuce.
Sign. Also, I'm thinking Kurt Busch, who I just mentioned is a possible gun violence victim, also drove the Blue Deuce. So I thought that would be a good little connection. We're going to get an explicit rating.
We already do. So who are your other winners and losers from the Daytona Road Course race?
I don't even think I gave one besides Chris Buescher.
Don't think
Michael McDowell.
That's as far as we got.
Michael McDowell.
Ooh, that's a good
he
winner.
Finished 7th.
That's a good winner.
Or no, he didn't finish 7th.
He was running top 4 for a while.
Yeah, he was in the top 5 for a good portion of that race.
A good part of the race.
Front Row Motorsports.
He finished 10th. That's a good race for them. That's a good race for them.
Really making some progress. Also, Kaz Grala.
Oh my God! So Austin Dillon got COVID. He was out. Kaz Grala filled in for Austin Dillon in the number 3. In his first start debut, got 7th. I'm sorry.
RCR, get your shit together.
Austin Dillon and how bad of a driver he is.
Get your fucking
Kaz Grala fucking just comes out of nowhere and gets a top 10 on his debut.
Brad, shoot Austin Dillon.
Okay, we're not going to talk that much gun violence here, Dylan. But
I can dream, Matt.
Kaz Grala was a big winner of the weekend.
Yes, definitely.
2 winners I have and 2 losers. Winner. William Byron and Jimmy Johnson both got top 10s. Jimmy got top 5.
Although neither of them really helped their case too much, except that they cut into Matty D.
True, because he Didn't do so hot. Well, he did all right. He got top 15. But losers.
Kyle Busch, without a huge loser. Big time loser.
I will say my losers are Ryan Blaney and also Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson got a top 4 and I think
Jimmy had his best
points,
week.
And he gained 1 point on William Byron.
Yeah, Jimmy had his best week in 2 months.
And he feels gained a point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's looking pretty rough. I don't know if Dover is the real safety blanket he needs right now.
Although it is, what I will say is it's at least going to one of his better tracks. And he's at least he knows his way around it.
And he'll get 2 tries. And he will get 2 tries at it.
Yes, he will. Another loser, Ryan Blaney. Was a loser in my opinion. He did run all the laps, and I think he got some stage points.
Yep, he was earlier in the race. He was up there.
But he just had some problems, and he ended up 31st. I just think
Martin Truex Jr. you could also call a loser, even though he recovered.
He did.
He spent basically half the race dicking around because of his own mistakes.
Yes, he had a speeding penalty, and that really killed him because he was in contention to win that thing.
He definitely had the equipment to do it.
He did. I fully agree. So we're going to the Dover International Speedway. This will be one of the last times that we will see Dover 2 races in a season, because next year they are racing one at the Nashville Speedway. Couldn't be happier about that, by the way. Very glad that Dover, because they own both tracks, they are giving up one of their Dover races to race there. I know I said this before, I'm going to say it again, love this change. Dover was a good track, and I didn't mind 2 races there, but I do like when they don't go to the same track twice.
Yes.
I mean, there's some that I'm okay with it, like, again, Talladega, Daytona. They're just too great they're too, in Bristol, Martinsville, they're too good of facilities that, they can have 2 races there and make both of them entertaining. But Dover, I wish it was Texas, but I'm okay with it. It should be a good track. I think it's 1.33 miles, the Nashville Speedway that they're going to be racing next year. And they did race there, I think. So the last race was 2011.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is 1 mile.
Isn't Phoenix 1.3?
No, Phoenix is 1 mile.
Really?
Yes. So I'm happy about that.
Seems big.
Dover, though, usually pretty good track. Every now and then there's a big wreck. There's really nowhere to go. Yep. Especially on that back and front stretch.
Kyle Busch, watch out.
Yeah. Watch.
That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. He's still stable. It's just, if he really fucks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You never really know.
It's not set in stone like it's always been.
No, it's not, and you really don't know. So, 2 races, 2 Xfinity races, 2 Cup races, truck races tomorrow night, Friday night, I believe.
Yes.
Who are your picks for both races?
Under our new missing gear constitution, you, sir, are behind in the points.
I am. Oh, that's
40 to 36.
So
and Kevin Harvick hasn't clinched the regular season yet, sir.
Right.
So
not yet. So I get to pick. Man, who am I pick? Manufacturer. I'm gonna go with a Ford and a Chevy. My teams, I'm gonna go with Hendrick and Joe Gibbs. My drivers, I am going with Chase Elliott. My last driver, I'm gonna go with Mark Truex Jr.
Decent picks. For me, Ford and Toyota.
Okay.
Then the teams. Ooh, the teams.
Might as well write down Penske. I feel like you're going to pick Penske.
See, but Matt, Stuart Haas. I'm not committing to him yet, but Stuart Haas, Harvick could win. This could be one of the magical Boyer shows up weeks. Almirola is due for one.
Almirola is actually a pretty good pick there.
Cole Custer could show up out of nowhere. I mean, he's done it before. Kentucky.
Barely, but yeah, he did it before. He's the Eric Jones of Stuart Haas.
Not the Eric Jones. He's the
he just shows
he's the Brandon Jones. Because he fucks with you. Okay? Eric Jones means he's done. He's out. That's Clint Boyer.
That's true.
Woof woof. Doghouse.
Fucking woof. Doghouse. Yes. You're right. Fucking see you later, Clint. Have a good day at work.
Yep.
Good thing you have the Chiefs.
Yep.
And nothing else wins for you.
And with that being said, I'm going Penske and Joe Gibbs.
Doesn't even fucking take Stuart Haas. You talk all that. Oh yeah, that's Stuart Haas. I'm not even fucking.
They deserved a mention.
Not even big, no.
They deserved a mention. And for my drivers, oh my days, my drivers. This has been the season of Denny Hamlin. And Kyle Busch has got to get it together one of these weeks. But also,
you've been saying that every week.
I never pick Denny Hamlin. I always pick Kyle Busch whenever I think a JGR driver is going to win. And it always bites me in the ass. It always does. So I'm not going to... But, Jesus Christ, I feel like he'd win Dover.
Denny Hamlin or Kyle Busch?
Kyle Busch. I feel like he'd win Dover.
If your gut's telling you Kyle Busch, pick Kyle Busch!
My wheels are spinning right now. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to go...
Or pick both.
I'm going to pick... I'm picking Brad Keselowski for one.
Switch, total, you're missing the gear there, Dylan. You're just switching all the time. Like that
Man,
plug
you
I did
son
there.
of a bitch. I love you.
Plug
I love
did
you.
There.
Just like all the best action movies. You gotta say the name. Alright, so I picked Brad Keselowski. And I'm picking Hamlin.
Alright, done deal. Hamlin it is. I hope Kyle Busch wins now. I hope he fucking comes and wins and
He's probably gonna win the championship if he wins this week. This is probably gonna set off a chain of events. I'm gonna have Denny fans fucking trying to burn my house down. I live in Shawano.
Remember that? Shawano.
Yep, right in the little... right
on Shawano Lake.
Mm-hmm. No. I live in that little... I live in the SSIT, right?
Oh,
yeah,
Colt?
The Colt.
Oh,
yeah.
Dylan is the Colt.
Yes. Rama.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yep. Make yourself a Rama run. Go down there. Check them out. They're pretty cool guys. But,
they're pretty cool guys.
Bro, this is going to be fucking X-rated.
They're pretty cool. They don't know
pretty
what the
cool
fuck you're
guys.
about. They're pretty cool guys.
I think they had a hit list.
Well, you're on it now. His name's
Calling
Dylan.
them cool guys?
His name's Dylan.
So. But anyway, so yeah, Brad K and Denny Hamlin.
All right, those are good picks.
Let's go. I like it.
3 races technically left in the regular season. 2 Dover races, and then the Coke 400, your beloved
Stenhouse special.
Race.
The Stenhouse
your
special.
Your beloved race. I know you love that race, Dylan.
Yep. Can't wait for the road course to replace it. Can't wait. Love it.
It honestly might.
It should.
I think they like that road course enough that they might.
And it was a good enough race.
It was. We're going to go back to the road course quick. What I got to say is that I would rather, instead of having the Daytona road course, which is a fine race, I would rather them go to an actual road course. I would rather have them go to Road America or Circus of America.
Then we just lop off one of those Texas races.
Or Mid-Ohio. And again, please get rid of the second Texas race.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
And with that being said...
People might actually show up to the first Texas race then.
That is true. If there's only one a year,
just one a year, people might actually...
Texas.
I wouldn't say sell out, but you might get people to actually show up.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice.
I know why they don't do that, because the money is...
Yeah. It's Texas.
Anyway.
Well, guys, remember to please rate and subscribe and tell a friend.
Yes, we will talk to you again next week after 2 races. Plenty to talk about, and 1 race left to the playoffs. At that point, we'll have even more playoff discussion and topics going into the regular season finale. All right, thanks for listening, guys.